Hi, my name's Dan Way, and I'm a family physician. I'm also the author of All in a Day's Work, Scenes and Stories from an Adirondack Medical Practice. My book's an illustrated autobiography of the first 20 years of my medical career in the center of upstate New York's Adirondack Park, where I take care of some of the most interesting people you will ever want to meet. If you're watching this video, then you must be at least a little interested in what I do. If you keep watching, I think you'll become a lot more interested. Meanwhile, I'm going for a paddle across my favorite body of water, Indian Lake, with my wife Harriet, who's behind the camera right now. We're going to climb that mountain over there to give you a better view of our neighborhood. Since 1981, I have practiced rural primary care medicine in the hamlet of Indian Lake in Hamilton County, New York. Hamilton County is the least populated and perhaps the most beautiful county in the eastern United States. It boasts a population density of only 2 people per square mile, as well as many beautiful lakes, ponds, rivers, and mountains. I'm one of only 2 physicians in the entire county, but my health center in Indian Lake is part of the Hudson Headwaters Health Network. Our network includes 13 health centers in 5 counties spanning in an area that stretches from the center of the Adirondack Park to the Vermont border, over 3,000 square miles. It is one of the largest and most innovative rural primary care organizations in the eastern United States. Harriet practices in our health center in Chestertown, which is another Adirondack community in the eastern part of the park. Ever since I was a boy, I had 2 career goals in life. One was to become a doctor so I could practice medicine in the Adirondacks, and the other was to become a writer and photographer so I could take pictures and write stories for magazines like Adirondack Life. Now here I am today, doing both. Harriet and I spend our leisure time paddling across beautiful lakes and climbing mountains with breathtaking views. When we're at work, we get to know and take care of the people of the Adirondacks. Sometimes I feel like I'm living the dream. Adirondackers are by nature a stubborn, independent, and self-reliant people. Over the last 30 years, I have watched these folks grow up, raise families, grow old, and in some cases, die. In the process, my admiration and respect for them eventually inspired me to photograph them and write their stories. The more depressing the news is from around our nation's capital and the world, the happier I am to live where I do. I know people who grow gardens large enough to feed a whole neighborhood, who can shoot deer, raise chickens and goats, put out fires, cut trees, operate heavy equipment, fix old trucks, dowse for water, build boats, catch fish, and pretty much anything required to survive in the wilderness. At the rate things are going in this country, these are good people to know. When I'm not taking care of them, they could take care of me, and they would be happy to do so. Everyone knows everyone else, and there is still a strong sense of community. People come to church on Sunday to hear Pastor Paul Miller share his words of wisdom about life. We have such a rare spirit that our Senator Schumer comes up to see how we're doing every now and then. By 2004, I had photographed so much of my Adirondack world that I decided to put the stories and pictures together in a book that's been very successful at showing others what it has been like growing up and living in this special place. I wrote about my Adirondack roots that go back to the 1800s, the path that led to my choosing a career in medicine, my commute from my home in Glens Falls to my office in Indian Lake with all the beautiful scenery along the way, and the way I've used photography to enrich my relationship with the land and with my patients. And it contains over 100 color photographs and 44 illustrated patient vignettes that will make you laugh, cry, or shake your head in amazement. A review on the Amazon.com website reads, All in a Day's Work, Scenes and Stories from an Adirondack Medical Practice, presents the ruminations of an experienced medical doctor whose home visits amid the Adirondacks allowed him to take in the beautiful scenery, capture photographs,
and bring help to people who needed it, especially in a part of the nation with a high population of senior citizens. Full-color photographs illustrate every page, and the down-to-earth narrative text describes not only the beauty and majesty of the scenery, but also vignettes from the lives of patients, some uplifting, some heartbreaking. An emotionally moving portrait of the land and the people who call it home, by Midwest Book Review. Over the years, I have used my book as a fundraising tool for a variety of nonprofit organizations that have included my own Hudson Headwaters Health Network, our community hospital, various historical societies, the Indian Lake Community Theater, and other nonprofit organizations. Unfortunately, All in a Day's Work has become a victim of its own success, since it sold out just when I became aware of the Family Medicine Education Consortium. Fortunately, one of the last buyers was Larry Bauer, who shared it with the Family Medicine Education Consortium Board. They awarded it the winner of the 2011 Visual Arts Competition. Realizing there was still an untapped audience for my book, as well as an organization worthy of affiliating with it, Larry and I have agreed that the book should be printed in a second edition. It could be used by the Family Medicine Education Consortium to promote the creative efforts of other family physicians. We should all pull our noses away from the grindstone long enough to pursue artistic interests that help us maintain our humanity in the face of increasingly oppressive financial, technical, and administrative stresses. And if we succeed, we will show the world that behind all the science and business that we have to deal with, practicing family medicine is still as much an art form today as it has ever been. If you believe in promoting a positive image of primary care medicine and would enjoy immersing yourself in the landscapes, faces, and stories of a remarkably rugged and colorful part of this country, then we can help each other. Your tax-deductible donation to the Family Medicine Education Consortium will help cover the costs of reprinting the book, and in return for your donation you would receive a signed copy of All in a Day's Work.
I hope you've enjoyed this presentation and will consider helping me and the Family Medicine Educational Consortium keep All in a Day's Work in print, so the trappers, guides, woodsmen, rascals, matriarchs, and the other Adirondack characters in the book continue to live on between its covers. When you receive and read your signed copy, I think you'll agree it was worth your while.
For more information, please contact the Family Medicine Education Consortium at www.fmec.net, or you can reach me through my website at www.danielway.com. Thanks for watching.